Today is a very special day. It is the birthday of Hayao Miyazaki, one of the most famous and loved filmmakers in the world. He was born on January 5, 1941, in Tokyo, the capital city of Japan. Today, we celebrate his life, his work, and the many amazing films he has made. Miyazaki's films are known for being beautiful, magical, and full of important lessons. People from all around the world love watching his movies. Hayao Miyazaki grew up in Japan. He was born just after World War II, during a time when Japan was rebuilding and recovering. Miyazaki's father worked in an airplane factory, and his mother was a teacher. His family was very supportive, and they encouraged him to be creative. As a child, Miyazaki loved to draw. He drew pictures of airplanes, trains, and animals. He loved to tell stories with his drawings. Miyazaki was not only interested in drawing. He also loved to read books, especially stories about adventure and the natural world. He began to imagine creating his own stories in pictures. As a young boy, Miyazaki wanted to become a pilot, like his father, but as he grew older, he decided he wanted to create animated films. Animation is the art of making drawings or pictures move to tell a story. This would become his life's work. In 1963, after finishing school, Miyazaki started working at an animation studio called Toei Animation. He was only 22 years old. At this studio, Miyazaki worked on many different cartoons, but he wanted to do more than just create simple stories for children. He dreamed of making films that were not only fun but also thoughtful and meaningful. In 1978, Miyazaki worked on a TV show called Future Boy Conan. This was an exciting story set in a future world that had been destroyed by a big war. The show was very popular, and it showed everyone that Miyazaki could make amazing stories with animation. In 1985, Miyazaki made an important decision. He left Toei Animation and joined some of his friends to start their own animation studio. This new studio was called Studio Ghibli. The name Ghibli comes from an Italian word that means hot wind. The creators wanted to bring new, fresh ideas to the world of animation. Their first movie was called Castle in the Sky, 1986, and it was a big hit. But it was the movie My Neighbor Totoro, 1988, that made Miyazaki a global star. This film tells the story of two sisters who move to the countryside. There, they meet a magical, friendly creature called Totoro. Totoro became a beloved character, and today, he is one of the most famous characters in animation. The movie was simple, but it was full of heart and magic, which is why so many people love it. The movie helped bring Miyazaki's work to a larger audience, and showed the world his unique style. After Totoro, Miyazaki continued to create more amazing films. In 1997, he made a movie called Princess Mononoke. This film tells the story of a young man named Ashutaka, who tries to help both humans and the spirits of the forest live together in peace. The film has strong messages about nature, industrialization, and peace. It was one of Miyazaki's most successful films, and many people around the world loved it. In 2001, Miyazaki made one of his most famous films, Spirited Away. This movie tells the story of a young girl named Chihiro, who finds herself trapped in a magical world. Her parents are turned into pigs, and Chihiro must find a way to save them and escape. The movie won many awards, including the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature in 2003. It is considered one of the best animated films of all time. Miyazaki also made other beloved films such as Howl's Moving Castle 2004 and Ponyo 2008. Each of these films brought something new and magical to the world of animation. They were full of imagination, beautiful art, and deep messages about life, love, and nature. There are many things that make Miyazaki's films so special. One of the most important things is the worlds he creates. His films are filled with magical places, like flying castles, talking animals, and mysterious forests. But even though these places are magical, they feel real. You can almost believe they could exist. Miyazaki's movies transport us to worlds where anything is possible. Another thing that makes Miyazaki's films so special is the characters. His characters are not perfect. They make mistakes, they get sad, and they get angry. But they also learn from their mistakes and become stronger. For example, in Spirited Away, Chihiro starts as a scared and selfish girl, but by the end of the film, she is brave and selfless. Miyazaki's characters grow and change, just like real people. Miyazaki's films also have very important messages. Many of his films focus on the importance of nature, the dangers of pollution, and the need to care for the environment. In Princess Mononoke, the film talks about how humans hurt the environment, but it also shows that people can change and work to protect nature. Miyazaki wants to remind us that we must take care of the world around us. Another reason why Miyazaki's films are so loved is the art. The animation in his movies is some of the most beautiful in the world. Miyazaki and his team at Studio Ghibli believe that every frame of a movie should be like a beautiful painting. They use hand-drawn animation, which makes the films feel warm and full of life. The colors are bright, and the details are amazing. The characters move in a way that feels very natural and real. Miyazaki has always believed that animation should be more than just entertainment. It should also be beautiful and emotional. He has worked hard to make sure that every movie is not only fun to watch, but also meaningful and important. Miyazaki's films have had a huge impact on filmmakers all around the world. Many animators look up to Miyazaki and want to make movies like his. John Lasseter, the director of Toy Story and Cars, has said that Miyazaki's films were a big inspiration for him. Even Pixar, the studio that made movies like Finding Nemo and Up, has been influenced by Miyazaki's work. Miyazaki's movies have also influenced the world of video games. Many video games, especially those made in Japan, have been inspired by Miyazaki's stories. For example, the popular game series The Legend of Zelda has many themes that are similar to those in Miyazaki's films, like magic, adventure, and nature. In 2013, Miyazaki announced that he was going to retire from filmmaking. He said that he wanted to spend more time with his family and enjoy life. Many people were sad to hear this news because they loved his films. However, in 2020, Miyazaki came out of retirement. He decided to make one last film called How Do You Live? This film is based on a novel by a Japanese author, Yoshino Genzaburo, and people are very excited to see it. Even though Miyazaki is now in his 80s, he is still very passionate about making films. He continues to work hard on his new movie, and fans around the world are waiting eagerly to see what he will create next. Hayao Miyazaki's films have touched the hearts of people all over the world. He has shown us that animation can be beautiful, emotional, and full of important messages. His films teach us about love, nature, and the importance of protecting the world around us. He has inspired many people to dream big, create art, and care about the world. Miyazaki's work is a legacy that will live on for many years. His movies will continue to inspire new generations of artists and filmmakers. Even after he is gone, his films will always be remembered. Today, we celebrate Hayao Miyazaki's birthday. He has given the world many wonderful films that will never be forgotten. His creativity, hard work, and love for art have made the world a better place. On this special day, we thank him for his films and for all the inspiration he has given us. Happy birthday, Hayao Miyazaki! We hope you continue to inspire people for many more years to come.